What cheer, y'all? Welcome back to Bright at the Wire. Well, we're going to continue on with our Saturday Breeders' Cup coverage and talk about the second race in the Breeders' Cup program, and that's the Turf Sprint. It's a grade one, fifth race on the Saturday card at Del Mar. Running 5 furlongs on the turf for 3-year-olds and up. And I'm just going to be honest right off the bat. I'm not that enthused about this race. Um, it is, last year we had the specter of Cogburn that made it really exciting. And this year, I think it's a really wide open affair. I really do. And I'm not really into anybody in this race, to be honest. That's just my personal opinion. Turf sprints are never really high on my list. So this is a race I'm probably going to take off, but I know a lot of you enjoy betting them, so let's talk about it. She's So Spicy, number 10, is my pick to win it. This is a 3-year-old who certainly has been ultra consistent, sets wicked fractions, and has something left in the tank. 5 furlongs is a very good distance. I think She's So Spicy, even at 3 years old, is a custom fit for Del Mar and for this race. So that's who I'm going to go with. You're going to have some company on the front end from Bear River, as well as I'm going to guess Invincible Papa. I don't know a whole lot about this horse. I was not able to get any race replays, but I will say this: a horse who's consistently been good at 5 furlongs has won races against big fields. Uh, Maybe one to think about. And I'm just going to throw in there at 20 to 1. The main reason, more than anything else, if the Japanese are going to win a race, this might be the one because it's a crazy one. It's just, I don't get a feel where anybody's really on top of it and is really ready to dominate this race, except for maybe She's So Spicy. Now we'll talk about Arizona Blaze, um, coming over from Great Britain and did very well in the juvenile turf sprint at Del Mar last year and finished second, and it's likely going to be pretty short. But here's the thing about Arizona Blaze and really the sprint division in Europe, it just isn't that great. Nobody has come to dominate it, very similar to the U.S. I mean, Arizona Blaze just won and beat Bucanero Fuerte, his stablemate, but he didn't do so in a way that you would say, oh, wow, he's a world beater. And if their sprint division is kind of mediocre, well, then that means it's not any better than ours. So, do I want to get excited about Arizona Blaze at 5 to 1 coming to this race? And the answer is no. Uh, I think you can use comfortably. I mean, I think he's a fit in here. But do you think he's really ever faced the kind of fractions that She's So Spicy is going to lay down? I doubt it. And so, for that reason, I'm going to use Arizona Blaze, but not confidently. Now, AG Bullet, I would love in this race, and I still like. I just am not overly confident about the form. That's really all it is. Um, Came from Kentucky Downs last year, where he ran a monster race, which we knew he was going to. And he kind of let down after Kentucky Downs. And so now coming to the Breeders' Cup, I just wonder if maybe we're going to get a little bit of a letdown. The second thing is, I'm not sure he's quite as good as he was last year. But what I do like is the fact that he demonstrated the ability to rate. He doesn't have to have the lead, and that's great coming into a race where everybody's a little, there's no world beaters. She's So Spicy's a 3-year-old going against older in the Breeders' Cup, and I just think it is the most consistent out of this group and can post the highest fractions. But AG Bullet on his day can be awful dangerous and can be right up there. So don't be surprised if AG Bullet pulls this one off too, and I think is a must use. Notorious is a horse for the course at Del Mar. This is a venerable 7-year-old. He shows no signs of slowing down. He continues to run well. Would have been beat by Reef Runner last time, but there was a disqualification. He's just a fit here. And while Del Mar isn't necessarily kind to closes, it doesn't matter with Motorius. And at 7 to 2, I don't really like the price in this race, but I think he's certainly a must use. I think you got to use Reef Runner as well. I just am not as confident that he can raise his game as Motorius has. He's on a little bit of a heater. He's been doing well, and you're certainly going to get a better price, and that's why I want to include him. But I think he's probably more a candidate for under in this one, and I think Motorius can raise his game and have a little more confidence there. If I had to talk about a horse that, sometimes you just get hunches about horses, and I don't like to do that with handicapping, and I don't like to, certainly don't like to present that to you guys because we try to do this based upon the principles of handicapping, but every once in a while, you just get a feeling. Now, this is a race chock full of vulnerability, in my opinion. Nobody is a standout. So she's quality. It's kind of one of those like a bizarro theory. It's like because all the negatives she's quality has, she hasn't won this year. She's settled for minor awards. The last race was it was a pretty mediocre fourth with Arizona Blaze and Buccaneer Fuerte. But just something tells me that they're going to turn it around in this race. I don't know. I can't explain it. And I didn't include her because I can't explain it. But if you're looking for a horse, if you can't find anybody else, and this is a race where it's really hard to get overconfident about one horse, I think she's quality. I might just say, screw it and just push the win button on she's quality and go for it. That's the kind of race this is. We're going to pick She's So Spicy, but to me, this is about as wide open as a race can get. A wagering strategy, honestly, I'm going to keep it very short because I probably won't bet this race. I just am not excited enough. I'll have to see some tote board odds and maybe get a feel for some of these in the paddock, and that may change my mind, but that's just the way I'm looking at this race. We're going to go with She's So Spicy to win. 6-1 are good odds. Hopefully we'll get something like that. And then we're just going to do an exacta key box with She's So Spicy, Motorius, AG Bullet, and then we're going to throw the Japanese horse Invincible Papa in there for some odds. What the hell? Why not? It's not one of the better Breeders' Cup races in my opinion, but it is, as always, an opportunity. And if you have a strong feeling about one of these horses, go for it because this is a race. I think it's very hard to exclude anybody. Hope our analysis helps you with your own wagering strategy. I wish you the best of luck as always. And certainly if you do like content like this, please like and subscribe. And again, thanks so much to all of you who continue to support us and our newcomers. Thank you for coming aboard. Looking forward to having you for the rest of this year's thoroughbred racing season and beyond. We've just gotten started on Saturday. We're going to continue onward. We will have posts for every race, and we'll get them out to you as soon as possible. So be on the lookout for that. Go back and look, for those of you who are still handicapping, we do have individual posts on the key European and foreign races for all those races where the Euros are prominent. A lot of times we haven't got to see them, so I thought I'd put them on one little place for as kind of a study guide. So those are available to you. If you're still making your selections and you're not sure, I encourage you to go take a look at those. But plenty of content coming from Right at the Wire, so keep it here for that. That's it from here. I'll talk to you soon, and until then, be well.